Yo guys, what's up? Shadow here, and welcome back to Space Engineers, where we will continue to build thrusters, because that's what we do. Alright, well, I was thinking about this design here, and the biggest problem, of course, is that it's asymmetrical, you know, that there's no thruster at the backside. So I was kind of thinking, should I remove these back here and move them to out here? You know what I mean? I kind of fancy that idea, actually. Now, what I'm not quite sure is the spacing right now, because let's see, how big is a thruster in block terminology? It is 1, 2. How long is it? Oh, that's a small one. There we go. It's actually 4 blocks long, if I see that correctly. Is that right? Yeah, 4 blocks. So we would have to move it, because this one would have to begin right. Wait, it does begin right here. 1, 2, 3. No, we would have to move this 1 block forward, and then we can put one at the back right away. I think that's actually something we should do. You know, because I think that would look better in the end. Also, that allows me. Maybe I'll put some more, you know, smaller thrusters at the back, just to make this end here, the business end here, look a little bit more appealing. But I actually think it's a good idea to just oh god, I'll have to I'm getting a bit too fast here. Put these components in here. Is it a little bit laggy, or is that just me? I don't know. It looks a bit laggy to me. Let me just wiggle around a little bit. That looks okay on the preview image, but you know, sometimes this game feels really laggy, but if you're concentrating very hard, sometimes you don't even notice it, but it's hard to tell, really. Inventory. Oh god, inventory full. Yeah, we're gonna hear that a few times during this recording, I feel. Do we even have any more space? Yeah, we do. There we go. Okay, so let's basically do the outer design, the shell design first. That's wrong. Wait, how is it on that side? Oh yeah, we need to turn this around. Even though we don't have the thing is, right now would be the best time to actually change the whole the design, if I wanted to change it. So let me think real quick. I mean, the biggest problem, of course, is that we don't really have the blocks that we want to. You know, technically, what I want to do is I would like to have it in a way like this. You know, so that we can have where is it? Something like that, you know? A shell like that. Oh god, the T key strikes again. But, of course, the problem is we don't have the appropriate block here, I think. Right? Yeah. You see, there's a very specific block missing here that the game just doesn't have at the moment, which is kinda dumb. But that's what Space Engineers is about right now. It has lots of cool stuff, but there's these tiny little things that prevent you from actually doing a very, very cool ship design, which really pisses me off. So, how do we solve this conundrum? I mean, we could make the whole thing a little bit fatter, I guess. Let's just strip off one. Oh god, it's really lagging today. I don't know why. Let's strip off 1 row here completely. And then try out a new design. Because I don't feel this design right now. Not 100%. You know? And I think if you don't feel the design, then you should maybe think again. So let's see if we do this in big blocks, so to speak, or more or less big blocks, then it would be something along those lines, right? Everything would be a little bit more massive. And then we could have this end here, like that. Oops, that is mistaken. And then put, of course, the corner bits on like that, you know? You see what I mean? And then if we put in the thruster right now, if we would just hold it somewhere there, it would be, I think, like this. It would look out one block, like so. And then on the other side we'll have an opposing thruster, like so. Right? Now I'm just thinking, do we want to make everything more I think we do, right? We want to have this whole thing massive. Right? I really think so. I really think it's the best idea right now. To have it like that. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay. Let me do that. And then we shall weld it all, and then we shall remove the thrusters from the back, because we don't need that many backwards thrusters, I think. And if we do, we still have the options of re-adding them to the back of the ship. That's the beautiful thing about this, that we can still add more back thrusters if I think that the acceleration is too puny. Of course, the deacceleration is still gonna be a problem, but, you know. Alright, so there's gonna be... Oops, that. Of course, this will cost slightly more steel than before. It shouldn't be too much. So, yeah, I think this is better. Overall, I like this more. Yes, yes, yes. The thing is with ship design, there's always a difference between what you envision and what you actually can produce in a game, because there are limitations, obviously. And in this game, the limitations are very much the different kind of metal blocks that you have. Sometimes you can like fiddle around with some other blocks, like maybe like the airtight door pieces sometimes can be used as very interesting decorative blocks and whatnot, but... Oh, damn it. But you are very, very much limited with the standard blocks that you have. You know, especially if you have like a very specific ship design in mind, then it's even harder to design a ship, because you have that design in your head, and you're thinking, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, but you can not really pull it off. Oh god, really? Is the inventory so full right now? Jesus Christ. There we go. So yeah. And actually, while we're playing a space-themed game, just something quick on another space-themed game I'm actually happily enjoying right now again. I started playing No Man's Sky again, since there was an update for it. I might actually do a video about that this weekend, maybe. We'll see. And I have to say, in No Man's Sky, one of the most amazing things is the ship design. You know, there's a shit ton of different ships, and I think they're like the universe. They're generated. They're procedurally generated. There's like a certain amount of different ships per star system that you visit, and you know, there's certain, like, you can sometimes recognize, oh, these are the same base design, but they're always a little bit different, and most of them look really, really cool. And I was thinking, should I like try to replicate one of those in Space Engineers? And I was like, that's gonna be a problem, because there's so many blocks that are missing from Space Engineers that you just can't pull off something like that, you know, because they're sometimes so delicate looking. And that's something that is very hard in Space Engineers, to make something that looks delicate but still works, you know? Something that, like, very thin connections between certain parts of the ship, that's actually very hard to pull off, because you have these massive metal blocks all the time. I mean, yeah, you can make, like, thinner connections with the half blocks and whatnot, or maybe even with the pillars. But in the end, you still want it to be a little bit stable. And if you do it with pillars, it looks so flimsy. You know, it's either super flimsy or mega thick steel blocks. There's like no between. Or at least I don't see a between. But anyway. But that's what Space Engineers is about right now. You have to do with what you're given. You know? You just have to accept what you have and make the best out of it. And hopefully this is gonna be adequate. Ugh! It's very hard to move around this big, stupid thruster casing here. Let me see there. Also, the thing is, since I'm playing No Man's Sky right now, there's a lot in this game that I, again, wish was in Space Engineers. You know, just like there's a lot of things in Empyrean that I wish was in Space Engineers. And in No Man's Sky, it's specifically the planets. I absolutely fucking dig the planets in No Man's Sky. I don't know why. It's just such a beautiful thing to just, you know, see a planet, go there, and find out what it is. Of course, it could be the 7,000 very barren-looking desert planet that you visit, or it could be like a weird metal world where the plants are made of light and shit. No, so it's really, really weird, this game. No Man's Sky has these moments, you know, where you can explore something that you have never seen before. And in Space Engineers, everything is pretty much set in stone. There's no, like, surprises in this game, you know? You know exactly what you're in for, and you know exactly how things are gonna turn out. Oh, damn, I missed a bit there. Obviously. But I think this looks better. I really think this does look better. Don't you think? Looks a little bit more massive, but, you know, fits the ship. The ship is massive as well, so I think that works. Oh, okay, here it's gonna get tricky. Oh, we have to wedge ourselves in between here, come on. And then, oh god, I have to somehow, I think there's still some unwelded, yeah, there we go. And one more. Yes, beautiful. Alright, so something else this allows me to do is to make it actually look a little bit more... Oh, damn. Let me get some steel plates out of this thing. Where are the steel plates? Oh, that's the reason why this thing wasn't welded. Well, time to refuel on steel plates. Oh, let's go. Yeah, now, as I said, this is going to take a while. Still, even though we have finished the whole body, this... You could almost say, it sounds very cliche, but the real work begins now. You know what I mean? Now the really important decisions come in. Where are the thrusters gonna be? Where are they gonna be? How they're gonna look and shit like that. I think the designing the hull looks the most tedious, but it's actually the easiest job. At least for me, right now. There we go. Okay, let me get some welder container and then steel plates. Do we still have a lot of steel plates? Yes, we do. Beautiful. Ah, fuck, we have a lot of these in the inventory. That's why we cannot really carry a lot of them. Can we at least put some in the connector too? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Also, let me gather some oxygen real quick. Yoink. Thanks. Here we go. Yeah! So yeah, then we have to replicate this on the other side, of course. And yeah, I also have to think how I want to make the backside of the ship look. Do I want to have it flat like that? Do I want to have like a few smaller thrusters installed just to make it look interesting? I'm not 100% sure about this yet, how the backside is gonna look, but you know. I'm sure these two will be gone, these two thrusters. We will take them out. That's almost a given. Don't crash into the thrusters, please. Don't. No. No! I glitched into the thruster. That looked weird. Weird and unsettling. Oh god. And I crashed into something else. I really shouldn't be driving, or flying ships for that matter. There's a reason I don't have a driver's license. There's a very good reason. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, we still need steel plates, duh. Let's grab... what? There we go. Wait. There, the inventory sometimes is really weird with me. Alright, so what I wanted to say is we can now make it like that. Make this look a little bit more fluid, you know? This will make it look a bit better, a bit more dynamic, a bit more planned. And if the T key is not messing with me, we might actually be able to place these blocks without interruption. God, I hate the T key. I really do. I might actually just rebind that function to some weird obscure key that I never press. I should totally do that. And then one time I will need that function and then I'll be asking myself, where the fuck did I put that? Alright, we're coming around slowly but surely. Very good. Oh god. And done. All right. Yeah. I think this is going well. All right. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna do this by hand. At least the placing of the components. Just gonna. Yeah. I know. Now we have to be careful so that we don't completely disassemble it before it's... Actually, we might need to weld it back a little bit. So we can disassemble it again. There we go. Actually, we can just... I think we should be safe to take it. Yay! Then we need to plug the hole, obviously. But, you know... Also, this technically, this leaves us more room for potential gyroscopes. We can have 4 more gyroscopes this way, which is actually good. We might... Let's just put a temporary wall here and... Well, not weld this for now. Because, you know, we might still... put some thrusters in at one point, but yeah. Alright, now replicating this on the other side. So we have a 4-5 block strut coming out of here. 1, 2, and I think it's 4 wide, alright? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the basic strut, and then here it goes over into the casing, so to speak. I think the casing we can already... Actually, we can put pretty much everything down, can't we? Should be okay. There we go. Then it's too wide, because that's something that really annoys me sometimes. The big thrusters are asymmetrical. Well, not asymmetrical, but they're... One side is even, and the other side... Oh, damn. Mistake. One side has an even amount of blocks in length, and the other side has an uneven amount. Meaning, in certain ships, there's just no good way of putting those. You know, if you want, for example, if you want to have one central thruster, then either your ship has to be in lengthwise has to be even, or in height-wise. And I find both of these things appalling. So in most ships, I end up doing one single thruster ends up being 2 thrusters actually, because that's just the way it has to be. Otherwise, it will look stupid. You know what I mean? Also, let me just add these real quick so we can place the thrusters. I think that should work. Yes. Yes, that works. Does it? Wait. Did I just make a mistake? I think I made a mistake. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't need to place those. I was just looking at the wrong... Yeah, there we go. But we're gonna place these blocks anyway, so there's no harm in that. Alright. I think we can finish this today, don't you think? Well, at least the casings. I don't quite know if we have enough thruster and other components for both thrusters to be completed. But we'll try at least, you know. Also, I really have to say, for some reason I find this kind of ship design where there's like almost wing-like structures with thrusters on them, I find these very appealing for some reason. And I don't know if that is because, you know, as a human I'm used to aircrafts having wings and whatnot, but of course in space you don't need those. So I'm not quite sure if that is the reason I like to build my stuff with wing-like things on it. But yeah, it's a clear trend, I think. And I think a lot of people do that as well, if I look at certain creations, you know. You just want to put wings on it because that's just how you think it works. But in space, wings are not useful. They're actually probably a disadvantage because you give your opponent more targets to shoot at, and if your wing falls off and all your thrusters with it, yeah, that's kind of bad strategy, isn't it? But yeah, you know, it's just a design choice in the end, in this case, because this is not like a PvP ready battleship or whatever. I mean, I've seen people doing these huge battles now with the new update, and I think that's great that you now can do this. You know, they rebuilt some ships from games like from Halo and Star Wars and whatnot, and then they fought each other with those, and it's absolutely fucking beautiful that you can do that now. I really think that's great. So the game has come far in that sense, that in the last half-year, it has made like a technical evolution, however you want to call it. But of course, because of that, the in-game content, the actual content, kind of suffered, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important that they fix that, and we can see people clearly enjoy this, you know. Otherwise, they wouldn't do that right now. They wouldn't spend so much time, thousands of hours, designing these ships just to fly at each other and destroy the ships in a few seconds, you know. It is fun. And it's beautiful that it works now. And now, maybe, in the future, in not the near future, as they like to call it, Maybe we'll get some more blocks. Maybe we'll get some more weapons. Maybe, you know. The thing with me is I always enjoy Space Engineers, even in this form. And every little bit they add to it is a bonus for me. You know. I know people sometimes argue that, oh, it's an incomplete game, why do you even play it? It's crap. Even if it is, it's kind of maybe like No Man's Sky for me. I know I bought No Man's Sky at the launch because that game fits in a weird niche for me, just as Space Engineers does. Space Engineers satisfies my construction niche, so to speak. That little or no games at all that I have in my library can fill. And No Man's Sky fills my urge to explore and to encounter random shit. And that's what, you know, both these games have their specific strengths. And if I want to play a game where I survive and explore different planets with friends, you know, and have combat and whatnot, then I play Empyrean. You know? There's a game for every niche, I guess, and that's why I really love Space Engineers. And as I said, every content that comes after this point, absolute bonus for me. Really big enjoyment I had with this game. I mean, hundreds, I think over 1,000 hours probably soon. I don't know how much I have played. I could look it up, but fuck!
No fuel.
I should have seen that coming. Well, the good news is now at least I fit better down here. Oh, that was great. Now that really pisses me off right now. It completely destroyed it. That is, you know, if it like kind of damaged it, I would be okay. But it completely ripped it off. Damn. We need to fix that. And that's why solar-powered crafts are annoying. Even though I love them because they're efficient and whatnot. That's... they're so hard for these narrow operations, you know? For that, they're absolutely terrible. And I'm still not sure why I actually designed it this way. I think these components will have to get from the base, probably. What was it? So many solar powers, then what else it was? It was computers, I think? It was girders? Oh, and bulletproof glass, I think. Ow! Right. Yay! New solar panel! That was totally worth it. Alright, let's try to weld this thruster as far as we can. Let's see. What are we missing? Oh, just large steel tubes. Wow! I expected that to be a bit more, missing a little bit more components, but apparently we have done well. We stocked up our... Where are the large steel tubes? There they are. How many? 40? I hope it's 40. Might have been 60. We'll see. It's 40! Yes! Alright. And then we'll transfer this to here.
Inventory full.
Yes, yes.
Inventory full.
Also, just from the something that I said last time about the inventory size, that's exactly where this would come in play. Because in a normal, with normal inventory, I wouldn't be able to just zip between back and forth in a few motions and just have it transferred like that. I would have to go like hundreds of trips. Yeah, you know, but I don't want to do that to you, so that's my excuse. What is yours? Alright! Ah, that's cool. Now we have the full set of thrusters, at least back and forth. Now let's close that up. I really think we'll just add 4 more gyroscopes. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. This is exactly how I mentioned that. Very good. That's... Yes! Okay. So next time we can... Oh, wait. There's actually something missing. That we have to do before we end the episode. Otherwise, it's not complete. I don't want to say OCD brain, because I know people that have legitimate OCD are probably a bit worse off than I am, but sometimes I have these OCD-like tics where I'm like, yeah, no, I cannot stop now. I need to do this, otherwise I'm not gonna be happy. I know it's just a game, but oh, I need to do it. Yeah, it's so weird. But yeah, let's place these and weld them. And then we can rest assured that we don't have to work on these anymore next time, and we can focus on designing what is next? Upward and downward thrusters? Maybe. I mean, we could literally, all the up and downward thrusters, we could put them on this back end here. That would work, I guess. Everything welded, good. Let's zoom around, and hopefully this time not crack a solar panel. Sounds like a sports injury. Oh, he cracked his solar panel. That's about 3 weeks off. There we go. Now slowly, don't crash into the sides, please. Yes! Alright, let me get my ship out of the shot. That's fine enough. Don't go off into space. Right! Look at that! Now that is cool. I like that. Okay! Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time where we design either up and downwards or left and right thrusters. We'll see about that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Take care.